His earnings shrank.
彼の収益は下がった。
His earnings shrank. Their earnings are in proportion to their skill.
彼らの稼ぎ高は、その技能の程度に比例している。
Their earnings are in proportion to their skill. He lives off his earnings as an artist.
彼は芸術家としての稼ぎで生活している。
He lives off his earnings as an artist. It was difficult to live on his meager earnings.
彼のわずかな稼ぎで暮らしていくのは困難だった。
It was difficult to live on his meager earnings. Our earnings are in proportion to our real ability.
我々の稼ぎは実力に比例している。
Our earnings are in proportion to our real ability. The insurance company guarantees both earnings and principal.
保険会社は収益と元本の両方を保証します。
The insurance company guarantees both earnings and principal. Earnings are coming in overwhelmingly above expectations.
業績は予想を圧倒的に上回っています。
Earnings are coming in overwhelmingly above expectations. The gender earnings ratio varies by occupation.
男女の収入比率は職業によって異なります。
The gender earnings ratio varies by occupation. Almost 140 companies reported earnings during the week.
この週は140社近くが決算を発表しました。
Almost 140 companies reported earnings during the week. It currently trades hands at 48 times earnings.
現在は収益の48倍で取引されています。
It currently trades hands at 48 times earnings. Earnings and revenue fell below industry analyst expectations.
利益及び収益は業界アナリストの予想を下回りました。
Earnings and revenue fell below industry analyst expectations. The outcome is increased business and increased earnings.
その結果、ビジネスが拡大し、利益が向上します。
The outcome is increased business and increased earnings. The big question is whether earnings growth can continue.
今後も収益の拡大が続くかどうかは大きな課題です。
The big question is whether earnings growth can continue. Their earnings are also 20% higher.
収入も 20% ほど高くなっています。
Their earnings are also 20% higher. That amount is calculated based upon your earnings.
その金額はあなたの収入に基づいて計算されます。
That amount is calculated based upon your earnings. Their earnings together were barely enough for rent.
二人の収入では家賃を払うのがやっとだった。
Their earnings together were barely enough for rent.